об'яло теплом, не тільки зорі, що палають над Дніпром.
Hey YouTube, this is Uncle Momo's music reaction channel where I provide my views on talented artists from around the world, both established artists and non-established artists. And I promise you that you won't be disappointed whatsoever. So why don't you come and join me in discovering amazing talented artists and bringing it to the forefront of my channel for us to view. Now, my next reaction, we are going over to Ukraine. This particular artist was recommended to me the other day on the back of watching Jerry, amazing song, and Cola's amazing song as well. This song is called Letter to Mother, and I hope I'm pronouncing the band's name. It's BARABANDA? Is that the way how you pronounce it? Let me know. Now, in the description page, because you know I like to read the description page, it says BARABANDA is a band that was formed in our school of drums called Drum Factory, located in the city of Odessa. We would like to thank everyone for their support, inspiration. That's fine. That's, you know, it shows me that they're grounded and down to earth. Brilliant. And faith. The purpose of the song Letter to Mother was precisely to be heard in the occupied territory of Ukraine. And thanks to you, we have entered the top 100 iTunes Ukraine. Furthermore, we want to support and develop Ukrainian music. Since the beginning of the war, we have taken part in helping the armed forces of Ukraine. Brilliant, they're very patriot, like every other artist and every person in Ukraine. So that's brilliant. Now we have the opportunity to help the smallest among us, children. Oh my gosh, he's going to children. Because they are our future. Damn right they are. Of our country, we have taken groups of immigrant children to our drum school and teach them for free. They're not immigrants. They are your soul. They are your future. You should have stayed with future rather than say, I don't like the words ethnic. I don't like the word immigrant. You know, those kind of things. It's just like pigeonhole you. We're human beings. We have soul, we have heart, we have passion, we have desires, you know, and we most of all, we have God in our hearts. So I like the fact when you say because they are their future. We should call the children future, because that's exactly what they are, future. And someone's messing with that future that I don't like. I've heard some really upsetting statistics in the past number of months, which I did not even think about. And that's the children. You see the children in the music videos and, you know, how they feel and everything else. But I haven't heard until a couple of months ago. And I was like, what? Oh my gosh. And it was only last month I got statistics about animals. You know, the amount of animals that have been killed. And I remember, funny enough, that when in February, when it all kicked off, the unfortunate events where the UK ambassador was, you know, there was only a certain amount of planes that was landing in Ukraine and taking out other foreigners. And there was one man who had a vet in Ukraine, and he was really sad because he was doing his utmost best to get trying to get as many animals out of Ukraine as possible, and he did manage to succeed. I think he was an ex-war veteran, and with the help of a number of armies, I think the UK and a number of other armies, they managed to get a hell of a lot of animals outside. And there was an uproar about that, because they were saying, well, he should have replaced those animals with people, because people are, you know, important. But you know, so, but look, now you hear the statistics of how many animals and horses in particular have passed away. You see how many children have been taken, uprooted away from their families. And sometimes in drastic, drastic circumstances, the parents are no longer with us and just been left with just the children just being there, waiting to be collected. I'm blabbering on, apologies for that. Look, if you haven't done already, please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification button to indicate to you when my next uploads will be. Now, also, if you want to support Ukraine in any way format, then please send me a DM, either here or Instagram or Music React, or my Facebook. It's the same address, so to speak, Uncle Momo Music Reactions. Send me a DM and I'll be more than happy to send you any links that you need, or you don't know what you want to, how you want to support. I'll just send you various links for you to check out. And from there, you can come up with your own way of how you want to support Ukraine. Now, without further ado, you know what we're here for. Great vocabs and a damn good video audio music, as well as your support. Can you dig it? I should sing that really, shouldn't I? 1st of July.
Зруйную твій дім, де віяло теплом, не тільки зорі, що палають над Дніпром. Це любов, що я сила напролом, захищаю всю сім'ю від злом.
Ну, привіт, мамо, це я пишу, твій рідний син. Чому українською? Тому що вже відпустив козацькі вуси. Мої справи чудові були, але війна ще триває. Ми боремось тут до кінця, адже іншої неньки в нас просто немає. Я бачу хоробрих людей, я дивлюсь їм прямо в очі. Я тільки з війною зрозумів, що значить слова спокійної ночі. Вони катують людей, вони вбивають дітей. Але мами не зламні, і це ми доводимо світу кожен день. І це не останній мій лист, невдовзі я ще напишу. І в звільнення наших земель своє ім'я я впишу. Я тебе дуже люблю, готов сказати щоденно. Але мамі, треба бігти, бо за вікном знову сирена.
Зруйную твій дім, де віяло теплом, не тільки зорі, що палають над Дніпром. Це любов, що є сили напролом, захищаю всю сім'ю від бомб. Зруйную твій дім, де віяло теплом, не тільки зорі, що палають над Дніпром. Це любов, що є сили напролом, захищаю всю сім'ю від бомб.
Я знаю, є Бог, і він зараз нас бачить. Я не прошу грошей і навіть якоїсь удачі. Я прошу тільки одне: дай мир Україні. Чуєш, ти мене чуєш? Моїй Україні! Мрій, кохай, роби тільки так. Не бійся, скоро закінчиться жах. Хай мрія летить, як в небо літак. Люба, сховаю тебе від атак! Ми скоро поїдемо в Херсон, а потім за ним. Має тобі, обіцяю, це буде наш Крим. І він більше ніколи не буде стояти в сторонці. Він буде розквітати, як лоза на сонці. Він буде розквітати, як лоза на сонці. Він буде розквітати, як лоза на сонці.
Зруйную твій дім, де віяло теплом, не тільки зорі, що палають над Дніпром. Це любов, що є сили напролом, захищаю всю сім'ю від бомб. Зруйную твій дім, де віяло теплом, не тільки зорі, що палають над Дніпром. Це любов, що є сили напролом, захищаю всю сім'ю від бомб.
So that was Letter to Mother, and that's the name of the track. And the band is BARABANDA. I had mixed feelings about this. I love the song. Look, I think it's because it's a case that I've seen artists that I can see their pain, artists that I can see their empathism, artists that when I see their surroundings, I just, This was a mixture because I felt it because of their surroundings. That was a real, that is a real thing. And then in that surroundings, what they did was they had their kind of, they was redoing a scene. I don't know if you see that. There was singing and dancing and rapping and whatever. And then there was fire brigades. And there was, it was a kind of a mock recreation, so to speak. And I don't know, that didn't sit well with me, the recreation. You're in something that's horrific. Look, you're Ukrainian and you know exactly how you want to you portray it and everything else. And if this has an impact in the way how you want it to have an impact, then that's a tick off your box. You know, I just feel that that incident there wasn't really necessary when you are you're living in it. You know, so to recreate something that you're already in, you know, that's what I was thinking. What when you are singing and dancing and you are expressing your feelings in exactly in the war-torn areas. You can see the bullet holes everywhere in the buildings and everything else. You know, you showed live footage of you know, the courageous people of Ukraine and how they're dealing with this you know, this worst thing that any person can endure. You had the videos of that. So having to, or so once you know, and that was for me, that was way, you know, that was more than enough substance to hold weight to your music video. So when I saw the ambulance there, when I saw the fireman there, when I saw, you know, the girl that was, I know there was recreating the structure. I understand that. I totally understand that. But I haven't seen that before. What I'm used to is the live footage of somebody, you know, the live pain and the vocals backing up behind that. So that was the only thing that kind of threw me off and think, ooh, you know, the reconstruction of unfortunate events is something that takes a lot out from yourselves because you actually are living in it. I'm just thinking, was that necessary to reconstruct that when you're actually standing right in, like, exactly what's happening? Like I said, there was bullet holes everywhere in all the walls and everything else. That was substance enough. There was, and then you pan onto various other incidents that has happened, unfortunate events that's happened. That was substance enough. The retaliation of, you know, you saw the tanks in firing, and you saw, you know, you saw what, you know, Ukraine is enduring and dealing with. So, was it really necessary for that part to be played into your music videos? I have to go back and find. I mean, obviously it was necessary because if it wasn't necessary, you wouldn't have put it in there, you know. So I think it's a case of me understanding it a little bit more. And like I said, it's a case of, really, to be fair, I'm not Ukrainian. I am on the outside looking in, trying to obviously promote the artists, but also try my best to share to as many people as possible the feelings what every individual Ukrainian are having, you know, the wake up kind of thing. And like I said, this song was recommended to me after watching Cola, yeah, and Jerry performance, trying to express themselves in the same kind of art form. There's going to be dip between artists. You know, you can't compare Michael Jackson with, do you know what I mean? So it's not about a comparison. For me, where I have reacted to so many Ukrainian artists, wonderful, amazing Ukrainian artists, like BARABANDA. But the visuals was always authentic with as well as the people in there. And this video is authentic because he's standing in bullet holes. He's standing, you know, but the fire brigade, don't get me wrong, I know the army people is very, very much authentic, and you know that he's, you know, the whole band are participating and helping the aid with being very, very, very patriotic. So I'm not too. I know the army. Was the fire brigade real? Was the ambulance real? Let me know first of all, because if they're real, then Uncle Momo, shut your mouth. You don't know what you're talking about, you know. But if they weren't real. And I'm not talking about soldiers. They were real. I wasn't too sure about the ambulance, and I wasn't too sure about you know, that's thing. And I didn't understand the reason why it was necessary to be there when you've got so many footages of proof of what's happening there rather than to reconstruct something. I think that's what it is. But overall, love the song. Overall, love what it represented. Understood, because not only because of the subtitles, but understood where you're coming from, you know? And I think I've gone on way too much about a small little piece. So apologies for that. And I don't want it to outweigh the absolutely amazing performance that you are doing, the patriotic heartbeat that you are doing as well. You know, it's a fantastic song. I love the part, it really ring home when you play the guitar, the acoustic guitar in the room with the kids, and at the end, and the kids was miming what you're lip syncing, what you're saying, you know? Because like you said, I've got a soft spot for any children, and I just get really, really angry when a child is put in an uncomfortable situation where it's controlled by an adult, and it's an adult choice to make them feel in that particular way. Do you know? Seriously. Apologies, BARABANDA. You have got a fantastic song. And I just want to apologise for blabbering on too much about a small little thing. And don't let that outweigh the whole video performance, because it is heartfelt. It is coming from the heart. You're showing that you want to show the world how you feel, and quite rightly so. And you execute it in a brilliant. You have executed in a brilliant way, and you really have. I'm gonna leave all the details down below for you guys to check him out and check them out, and more of their material as well. Like I said before, they have 16,300 subscribers, but this song has reached almost 500,000. So this, yeah, they're on the right page, definitely. I'm gonna go back and check it out again, and concentrate on the lyrical contents as well, rather than, you know, strongly on the visuals. But until then, I salute you. Boom!
Теплом, не тільки зорі, що палають над Дніпром. Це любов, що є сили напролом, захищає всю сім'ю від бомб. Зруйную твій дім, де віяло теплом. Не тільки зорі, що палають над Дніпром. Це любов, що є сили напролом, захищає всю сім'ю від бомб.